Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over to Bea. She's going to share her screen and get started. Bea is a representative from Cochlear Americas and has supported our group for a few years, a couple years anyway. And we're really glad to have her because the presentations from the Cochlear reps are always really well done and interesting. And so Bea, take it away.
Wonderful, thank you. I am going to share my screen now and see if that works. So, can you see this screen? Can you see the presentation?
Not yet. And
Okay.
at the bottom of mine, it says you are screen sharing. And I can see, yeah, the little red button is blinking.
Which screen do you see?
You see my last screen, the one that says recording.
Okay, interesting.
Let me see.
How about this? Do you see it now?
No. Let me close this. Let me see if there's anything that I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'm going to go into here and say multiple participants can share. Okay, that's where it's supposed to be. And then under new share, it says, I'm going to stop sharing and reshare, okay? Just in case. Okay. All righty. And then I'm going to reshare. Where's my toolbar? Here it is. You know, when I open up share screen and I hit share, what comes up is my presentation, and your presentation is not present on my screen.
I will try again.
Yes.
How about
Yay.
now?
Yeah, it just needed to be rebooted.
Okay, wonderful. And can everyone still see their own closed captions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you everyone for having me. It's nice to be able to join your group. Today, I am the engagement manager for the Ohio area, and my name is Bea Pena. So if you've seen that name before, that is who I am, and now you can put a face to the name. I did want to pause for a moment because we do have a smaller group, and I want to make sure that the information is catered to the audience. Are most of you Cochlear recipients already, or are some of you exploring the technology and moving towards surgery?
I think most of us are Cochlear recipients.
Okay.
Although, yeah, I don't know about Jane or Brenda. Do you have implants already, or are you?
This is Brenda, and I am exploring implants. It's being presented to a Cochlear team as we speak.
Very good.
And I'm Brenda's husband, Jay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Jay, and I'm on 1 year on my new N7.
Wonderful. Okay. Perfect.
This is Jane, and I have had the cochlear implant for 4 years now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did I miss anyone?
This is Allison. I've had one for a cochlear implant on one side for about 6.5 years. Is that right?
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, boy, time flies. I have a hearing aid on the other side.
Okay. Well, good to know. Thank you everyone for sharing. I will make sure that we go through all of the information especially Brenda, for you to learn a bit about the information prior to surgery if you move forward. So again, my name is Bea Pena. Here is my information for if you would like to contact me. So there is my email and my phone number. That is my cell phone number. So please feel free to reach out. And I also have a link that you can put into your web browser that can schedule a time for us to meet if you would prefer to do that. Okay. So for those of you who are maybe new to Cochlear and to the company as a whole, I wanted to be sure to share our mission, both as your local team and as a company nationwide and worldwide. We really are here to connect you with the community and with others going through this process to educate and really transform the way the community understands hearing loss and different opportunities for treatment outside of hearing aids, and also to continue to bring new technology and make it available for our recipients and future recipients who could benefit from cochlear implants or other implantable devices. So we do our best to stay to this mission and hope that you feel that way too. Today, we'll break the session up into two different topics, all under the same umbrella. So for those who have not had surgery yet, we will discuss what the insurance process and the warranties look like for those devices. And then we will also discuss what the upgrade insurance and warranty process looks like for our already established recipients. Throughout the presentation, please stop me if you have any questions, or we can leave some time at the end to discuss more questions, as Sandy said. Okay, so this will be the initial sound processor and system. And Brenda and Jay, this really means the first set of equipment that you would receive after surgery.
Okay.
So to discuss the insurance process, unlike hearing aids, although I have heard this is going to change, cochlear implants are typically covered through insurance. And through Medicare, in most instances, Medicare will cover about 80% of the cochlear implant procedure. And if there's a secondary insurance, they will typically cover the remaining 20%. If your plan has a deductible or a copay, you may anticipate that fee being a possibility. For private insurances, it's typically dependent on your insurance, but if your insurance plan covers durable medical equipment, there typically is coverage. In your hospital team or your team of doctors would work with Cochlear to submit that request to your insurance, and your insurance would let you know if you have an out-of-pocket cost like that deductible or copay. So that's really what we're looking at for insurance purposes if you are cleared by all of your doctors to have the surgery. And then we'll talk about warranties next. So any questions on the insurance coverage before surgery?
Not by me.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and move forward then. So this is just a nice comparison chart to give you an idea of what's typically covered through private insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid. So again, for cochlear implants, they are covered by most insurances. We do offer an additional option for an implant. It's called a hybrid. And this chart is a bit outdated in the sense that this is typically covered through insurance as well. Your doctor will let you know if you are a candidate for a hybrid implant. And then I briefly mentioned we have other implantable solutions, and those are called our bone conduction implants. So those are also typically covered by most insurances. And then we know right now that hearing aids are not covered as of right now by Medicare or private insurance, but through Medicaid. There are some instances. Okay, so when we look at the cochlear implant system, there are two components that we need to ensure are covered under warranty. The implant system is composed of the internal implant that is placed during surgery under the skin, and then you're going to have your external sound processor. And Cochlear right now offers the Nucleus Canzo 2, and then we have the Nucleus N7 or the Nucleus 7 sound processor. So we have an off the ear option and an over the ear or behind the ear. The internal implant has a 10-year standard manufacturer warranty. So that means that all cochlear implant companies offer a 10-year warranty on the internal device. If something happens during those 10 years, you are in an accident, you have a head injury, anything like that, we will replace the internal device, no questions asked, no additional cost. If something were to happen outside of that 10-year warranty, that would go through the insurance company again. For the sound processors, the larger unit or the sound processing unit has a 5-year warranty. So after your surgery, you will receive your sound processor with some additional items, and the specific sound processor that you wear every day will have a 5-year warranty. And this means that if something happens, if it starts to malfunction, if you're having issues and we're not able to resolve the issue, we will replace the item under the warranty free of charge. Any questions there? Okay. Now, the wireless accessories and the aqua accessories, along with the rechargeable batteries, have a different warranty than the sound processor. So in your first system or your first kit, Cochlear offers you and includes 4 additional accessories in addition to your sound processor. So these accessories will have a 1-year warranty, and if something happens within that first year, we will exchange or replace that accessory free of charge. After the 1-year warranty, then it would be discussed if it could be covered through insurance or if it will be an out-of-pocket charge. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward on the candidate or the pre-surgery side. Any questions there? Okay, so we're going to now talk about what the sound processor upgrade insurance process and warranty process looks like. So an upgrade is when your 5-year warranty has expired and you can start to consider what the next options are. If there's a new sound processor generation available, or if you would just like to receive a different wearing option, those are upgrade possibilities. We have a local team member here in Ohio who is my counterpart. Her name is Hannah White. Hannah is our recipient solutions manager, and she is able to support recipients through the upgrade process. So historically, if you are a recipient, you would go to your audiologist and say, hey, my 5-year warranty is expired. I'd like to start the upgrade. And they would either tell you, okay, go home and call Cochlear, or we'll start the process for you today. And now Cochlear offers this third option, and that is to meet with Hannah. So if you have questions about which sound processor should I get, or which accessory would be a good option for me as I upgrade, or can you talk to me more about what the insurance will look like? What is my estimated out-of-pocket cost? Hannah can work with you directly to answer those questions. And that is her email there. And she also has a booking link where you can schedule some time with her via the calendar. So a great resource. Hannah's very, very lovely and very kind, and would be happy to answer your questions if you have them. So what does the process look like when you're going through an upgrade through your insurance company? Typically, this process can take about 8 weeks. It's dependent on the insurance and also the volume of orders that our reimbursement team is working on. But what will typically happen in the first few steps is that you will select the sound processor that you would like to upgrade to. So if, say, in a couple years, there's a new sound processor, and your warranty is going to expire in 2 years or 3 years, that's when you would contact Cochlear to get that upgrade. So once you've determined which sound processor you would like, you need to complete the appropriate documentation. So this is typically sent to you from our Cochlear team in Denver, or it would be sent to you from Hannah specifically if you're working with her here in Ohio. So once you complete that paperwork, which includes your insurance information, the order form for the upgrade, and typically the next step would be the letter of medical necessity. But you submit that paperwork back to Cochlear, and our reimbursement team will start to work with your insurance. So keep in mind, each doctor's office is a bit different, but typically, in order for your doctor to sign off on the letter of medical necessity, you need to have seen them within the last year. So keep that front of mind if you're starting to look into an upgrade, because you will want to have seen your doctor recently. But they will sign off on that letter, send it to Cochlear, and Cochlear will then reach out to your insurance and work with them directly to process the upgrade claim. If they receive notice that there will be an out-of-pocket cost, Cochlear will communicate that to you directly, and you will also receive a letter from your insurance. Cochlear will ask you if you would like to move forward, if you have an out-of-pocket cost, and collect that payment at that time. And then from there, they can ship you your sound processor, and it typically arrives within a couple days. After you receive your sound processor, you would go and schedule an appointment with your audiologist to have it programmed. There is an alternative option if you would like to pay an out-of-pocket fee, but Cochlear is able to pre-program your sound processor before shipping it with our ready-to-wear option. And that out-of-pocket cost, I believe, is $90. So this is a really helpful option if you live far away from your doctor's office and can't get there. It was really helpful, especially during COVID when the hospitals were shut down and things were quite limited. This was a nice alternative to have. Any questions on what the insurance upgrade process will look like? Okay. So here is a breakdown of really an out-of-pocket cost estimate and financing options that Cochlear can provide for you. So this chart on the right side is an estimate for what we call our Great Lakes area. So we're looking at Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. And these are some of the insurances that our recipients have. So this is just an estimate or an average of what an out-of-pocket cost could look like for you if you have one of these insurances. And then again, that will depend on your plan, how much you've paid of your deductible, things like that. If you are unable to afford the out-of-pocket cost, we do work with a third-party company called Care Credit, and they are able to set up a payment plan with you to cover that cost. So there's more information on the website if you would like to visit them. I believe other specialties in healthcare use Care Credit as well, in case the insurance doesn't cover that. Or if you have a flexible spending account or a health savings account through your insurance plan, you can also utilize those funds. Okay, so this will be, I believe, my last slide. Almost, yes. This is going to be the breakdown of what that warranty looks like for you after your upgrade. So your internal implant, the part that's surgically placed, will still keep the same 10-year warranty. So that 10-year warranty starts when you receive the surgery. The sound processor, though, will change to 3 years. So instead of having a 5-year warranty on that device, you will have 3. And then the remaining parts, such as the cable and the coil and the magnet, the accessories, and the battery charger, will have a 1-year warranty again. And then the like safety lines and hair clips, those type of things, have a 90-day warranty. So it does change just a little bit. It changes from 5 to 3, but it's important for you to know that so that you can maintain and service your equipment as needed. I will also share that our Cochlear family account website, if you create an account through that, your warranty dates and expiration will all be shown on that account. And it will let you know if something is going to go out of warranty soon. So if you have not created your Cochlear family account, I would strongly encourage that you do so. Okay, so that is all I have. Are there any questions related to insurance or warranties, or maybe something outside of that that I could help answer?
This is Jay. Can you ask me, or can you let me know what would happen after 10 years? I had my surgery in July of 2010. And so it's way past the 10 years now. So I'm just wondering, it works fine, but if anything happened, what would be the cost?
Yes, that's a great question. So if something were to happen to your internal implant, now that your 10-year warranty has expired, we would go through insurance again. So it's not an out-of-pocket cost for you. It would go through insurance approval, similar as to how it did the first time around. So it's treated as if it's a new system.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes.
Which should I do first? Should I do Hannah White, the support upgrade processor person first? or my audiologist first?
Well, when was the last time you saw your audiologist?
It's probably been a couple years. Dates. I don't remember dates very good, so I would say a couple years or more.
Okay, that's okay. Because it's been a couple years, I would recommend you go see your audiologist first.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But Margaret, you're always welcome to schedule an appointment with Hannah and still work with her at the same time. So there's no real process set in stone, but it is likely that if you met with her first, you would still have to go see your audiologist. All right, any other questions?
I actually have a question, yes. Regarding, I have a Canso 2, but on my Canso 1, at one point I actually lost it and it was replaced at no cost. But I can't remember if it was within the 3-year warranty for the processor, or I can't tell from your chart, I guess, exactly what the warranty is for like complete damage or loss.
That's also a great question. I did not include that information. So each processor system comes with a one loss, basically redemption or voucher. So if something happens to it where it is, say, completely destroyed, it's ran over by a car, a dog gets to it, it falls into the water and you can't find it. If you still have the one loss voucher, Cochlear will redeem that and replace the kit for you without a charge. And if it happens, so for children, it happens more so than for adults. But if a child were to misplace it for a second time, then that would go through your insurance again.
So once again, is there a time limit on that replacement for a totally damaged or a lost
it follows the same warranty as the 5 years and then the 3. So for each kit, once you receive the system, it follows that warranty, if that makes sense. So
I guess. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of a better way to explain it. So each processor comes with one loss agreement, and that's within the 5-year warranty.
Are there any other questions for Bea?
Jay again. I have another question. I wanted to ask you, have other people been having a problem trying to get reimbursed for the disposable batteries? I've been trying for a year now. It's only $77.90, but they keep kicking it back saying that I have to pay my provider and all that stuff. And
What type of insurance do you have?
it's the BCBS and Anthem BCBS PPO.
Okay, so are you trying to file the claim on your own, or have you tried to use the third-party company that we work with, which is called SunMed?
I think that just recently I received a letter saying that they would send the information to that company. I had no idea who they were. I never heard of them before. I was trying to do it on my own.
Okay. Yeah, so typically it can be quite difficult to get a reimbursement on your own, regardless of if it's batteries or a more substantial cost or coverage. So the SunMed company that Cochlear is contracted with or works with in the third party, they are able to bill your insurance on your behalf. Cochlear used to do this several years ago, but moved away from doing it so that we could process the upgrade orders in a more appropriate time frame and provide a better service to our recipients. So that SunMed company would be the one that can help with the reimbursement process.
Yeah, well, that's the related letter I got told me about that. I didn't know they even existed. I was trying to go right to the battery provider, which Cochlear told me that they use, but it just got bogged down. It's been over a year now already, and I'm still waiting.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what other option there would be. So is this conversation happening every time you contact Cochlear?
Yeah, pretty much. And then recently I got a letter or email mentioning the name of that company you told me about. So I'm waiting. They thought they would send it to them, and I'm waiting to hear what happened next.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I guess all we can do for right now is wait to see what happens with this specific request. If you need to order more batteries in the future, I would contact SunMed directly.
Okay, do you have that a number and everything available
I
right here?
don't have it on hand. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm copying stuff right off the screen so I can keep a record of it.
I am pulling it up right now. I can put the website in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
And
SunMed.
there is the phone number.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have another question, Allison here.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm confused by your warranty period in the chart that's currently on your share screen for processing unit / controller. It says 3 years, not 5 years.
Yes. So the first part of the presentation showed 5 years, and this one is for the upgrade. So,
Oh, excuse me. Okay. All right. Well, oh, okay. Yes. All right.
so your first processor, your first equipment after surgery will have 5, and then your upgrade will have 3.
Oh, so, okay. Why does that change when you have a brand new processor? A new
I'm not
piece of
sure.
equipment with an upgrade?
I'm not sure. I wish I had a good understanding as to why they don't all have 5. But I'm not certain as to the reason behind it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you for your answer.
Bea, I have a quick question.
Of course.
If there's an upgrade that's out and available on the market, do we get notified of that, or is this something we just have to keep up with and control? I mean, you might have covered that. I might have missed that.
No, you're fine. So Cochlear will send you a notification via email if your processor is coming up on the warranty expiration, and it will give you different options. So sometimes people don't want to upgrade and they just want to extend their warranty. So Cochlear offers extended warranty plans. So they will send you an email with a notification to say, your warranty is about to expire, explore what options you have. And if an upgrade is one of those options, then you can pursue that. And typically what Cochlear does, or even you may hear from Hannah, so from the beginning of the year up through fall, typically Cochlear will send a recommendation or a notification that a warranty could be in your near future. Once we start to hit fall, we stop those active engagement notifications because most people wait until the end of the year to process their upgrade for out-of-pocket deductible reasons. Maybe they've met it by then, and they want to ensure that their benefits are covered before the end of the year. So towards the end of the year, we don't actively send out notifications because we have so many people already inquiring.
Okay.
That was a very long answer to your question. I'm sorry.
No, you answered it, but I'm curious as to why anyone wouldn't, if there's an upgrade, if there's a better mousetrap out there, why would somebody not want to do that? I mean, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think that's a great question as well. So for some people, the advancement in technology isn't a priority for them.
Really?
You know, they're perfectly happy with the sound processor that they have. I know several recipients who still have the Nucleus 6 sound processor and are very happy with it. So I think it's just a personal choice, but it differs.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering, what are the future processors that Cochlear has now after the N7?
I wish I had an answer, and I wish I knew. They unfortunately keep our team in the dark when it comes to that as well. You know, I know that our engineering team is, of course, working on something. We just have no idea when and what that may be. I think the good thing right now is that we're pretty confident in knowing that as far as streaming capabilities and advanced technology, we're still at the level that we need to be. So not a lot has advanced in technology where maybe the processor doesn't have that. So think of it like thinking back to the Nucleus 6, for example. The Nucleus 6 has great sound processing technology, but lacked the direct streaming Bluetooth capability. So we knew that needed to change and that needed to be integrated. Right now, there haven't been a lot of advancements where we can really identify, okay, this is really missing this feature. So I'll be interested to see what advancements come and what new processor will be available in the future. They just haven't shared any specifics with us to this day.
I've been writing down a list of things where I think the N7 could have been improved in the designing. And I was wondering, is there a way I could let the Cochlear people, the engineers or whoever, know about these things, or maybe they can incorporate them in future processors, such as the TV streamer signal. I have the resound hearing aid and I hear very good everywhere in my home, but it kicks out constantly in the N7. So I know the N7 is not very sensitive to the TV streamer signal. And I'm wondering if there's a way to tweak that. And I'm going to bring that up with my audiologist when I see her next month.
Okay.
And then there's other area too where I was wondering, like maybe attenuate that 60 hertz hum, because I don't hear it in my resound, just like the old hearing aid. But in the implant, I'm constantly hearing it in every room in my home from the AC wiring, and that should be attenuated. Just that one frequency. Cut it down so it's like a hearing aid, but then you hear everything else normally. I'd like to share that with the engineering department, but I don't know who to contact.
So if you can send it to recipient@cochlear.com, that is actually our customer service email, but they can forward that information on to the appropriate team. So anytime you have a recommendation or something that you would like to see innovated in the future, please pass it along. And a good example of this is our Kanso 1 users expressed a great interest in having a rechargeable battery. And now the Kanso 2 has a rechargeable battery. So, it's not to say that every recommendation or suggestion will be achieved, but it is certainly our goal to make sure that our recipients feel heard and that their needs and wants are met as we continue to innovate. So please share any feedback that you have. My other recommendation for you, Jay, would be to make a recording of that, the AC sound that you're referring to, so that when you go to see your audiologist, you can re-stimulate that sound or recreate that sound, and they can make adjustments, and then you can see if you can still hear it or not.
I can make a recording of it as it comes out of the resound hearing aid, but I cannot make a recording when it comes out of the processor.
Okay.
There's no way to make a recording of the sound that the processor sends to the nerve that goes into the hearing nerve.
Okay, I misunderstood. I'm sorry. I thought it was an outside sound that you were referring to, not the internal.
It's a signal, a 60 hertz signal. It sounds like a hum, and you can hear it if you're right next to a large transformer. But with the implant, I hear it in every room in the house.
Okay. So yes, certainly something to mention to your audiologist to see if they can make a change.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That would be customer service, right?
For the recommendation or the adjustment?
Or both, maybe. If I had ideas about how to improve the designing, is that customer service?
So yes, so any suggestions you have for improvements, email recipient@cochlear.com. And then for your issues with the signal, you need to see your audiologist.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, B,
Yes.
we had this done tomorrow. It would be the 7. Is that the latest model on the market? Number 7?
Yes. So it would be the Nucleus 7 or the Canzo 2.
Okay.
Which are either of those?
And then I see. And then as a follow-up, my previous question about the upgrade, does the upgrade, is there a change in the implant or is it just the external?
Also a really great question. The implant does not change over time. Of course, the Cochlear makes changes to future products, but the one that is implanted does not change. An upgrade is solely just the external sound processor, not the inside. So the reliability on our internal devices are incredible. It's 99.97. So we really do make sure that these devices are durable and reliable, so that surgery only happens once.
Perfect. That's very comforting, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good question, though. That's a very popular question.
Is it?
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, please feel free to reach out to me. I will put my information in the chat so that you can follow up with any questions that you may have. And if I cannot answer them for you, I will certainly find somebody who can. I will put that information there. I will stop sharing my screen, Sandy.
Thank you. And I'm going to pause the recording.